You hand over $1,000 at a booth in Kuta with a rate that looked too good to be true. The clerk counts out a tall stack of rupiahs, fans it, asks to recount it just to be sure. And by the time you walk out the door, you are short by the price of 2 nights at your hotel. You will never figure out exactly when the notes left the pile. Here is the part nobody tells you. There is one green sign in Bali you can trust by name. A single word on a license that separates the real money changers from the ones built to rob you. And one small move with your own hand that makes the recount scam impossible. Most travelers think changing money in Indonesia is a rate shopping problem. It isn't. It's a venue problem. Pick the right kind of place to walk into, and the rate sorts itself out within a fraction of a percent. Pick the wrong one, and the rate on the board is a piece of theater. The real number is whatever ends up in your hand after the clerk has finished moving the notes around. So the whole game is the door you walk through. Here's why that's true. The mental model most travelers bring is that a money changer is a money changer. Some are a bit cheaper, some are a bit pricier. You shop around. That works in most of the world. It does not work in South Bali. What's happening in places like Kuta, Seminyak, Legian, and parts of Ubud is that a chunk of the booths on the main strips are not really in the money-changing business. They're in the short-changing business. The exchange is the bait. The advertised rate is set high on purpose to pull you in off the street because the booth knows it will quietly take back the difference, and more, during the count. The board is not a price, it's an ad. This is the decode worth holding on to. When a rate looks meaningfully better than every other rate on the same street, it is not a deal, it's a tell. Real businesses can't actually buy your dollars for more than the market will pay them. So if the number on the board can't be real, something else is paying for it. That something else is you, 3 minutes from now. Which means the moves are simple. 6 moves, in order. Step 1. Before you leave home, check the live rate on Google or XE for US dollars to Indonesian rupiahs. Write down the number. That's your reference. Anything within roughly 1 to 3% of that number is a fair, real-world rate. Anything dramatically above it is a warning, not a win. Step 2. Decide the venue. You have 3 good options and 2 bad ones. The good ones, a bank branch, a bank ATM inside a bank or a mall, or a licensed money changer. The bad ones, the airport counter and the hotel desk. Airport and hotel rates run 5 to 15% below market. Use them only for a taxi's worth of cash and nothing more. Step 3. If you're using a bank, walk into a branch of BCA, Mandiri, BRI, BNI, or CIMB Niaga. You'll get a rate about 100 to 500 rupiahs per dollar below market. Call it $6 to $32 on a $1,000 exchange, in return for a real receipt, a real counter, and 0 chance of sleight of hand. That is a fair price for certainty. Bring your passport. Step 4. If you'd rather use a money changer for the better rate, this is where the script becomes about reading signs. You're looking for 2 words. The first is PT, spoken PT, which is the Indonesian business license marker. The second is berizin, which means authorized, often shown as PVA berizin. A legitimate money changer will display both, along with a Bank Indonesia authorization number. If those words are not on the window, keep walking. In Bali specifically, the safest name to look for is PT Central Kuta Money Changer. The green signage, multiple branches around Kuta and Seminyak. In Jakarta, VIP and Dirgahayu Valuta Prima are the equivalent names. Skip any standalone booth on a tourist strip that's missing the license words, no matter how good the board looks. Step 5. The counting move. This is the one that saves you from the recount scam in the hook. When the clerk hands you the stack, you count it once, slowly, in front of them. Then you put your hand flat on top of the notes and keep it there. If the clerk asks to recount it, just to be sure, your answer is a polite no, a small smile, a small headshake. The notes stay under your hand. The whole scam depends on the stack going back across the counter. If it doesn't go back, it can't get short. Then ask for the receipt and keep it. Step 6. If you'd rather just use an ATM and skip the whole exchange question, fair choice. Use a machine inside a bank branch or inside a mall, not a standalone box on the street. When the screen asks whether you want to be charged in US dollars or in Indonesian rupiahs, always pick rupiahs. Picking dollars triggers what's called dynamic currency conversion. The machine sets its own exchange rate, and that rate is 3 to 8% worse than your home bank's. Pick rupiahs, and your own bank handles the conversion at a much better number. That's the whole solution. 6 moves. The rest of the video is making them stick. She's on her second day in Seminyak and she needs cash for the week. She walks past 3 booths with rates that look almost identical and a 4th one with a rate that's noticeably higher. She slows down at the 4th one, then she looks at the window. No PT, no Barisan. She keeps walking. 2 blocks on, she finds the green sign. She hands over $600 US. The clerk counts out the rupiahs and slides the stack across. She counts it once herself, slowly, out loud in English. The clerk doesn't mind. This happens all day here. The number matches. She puts her hand flat on the stack. The clerk, friendly, not pushy, gestures and says something about counting it once more. She smiles and says, "No thanks." The notes stay under her hand. She folds them into her bag, takes the receipt, and walks out. Nothing dramatic happened. That's the point. The whole transaction took about 90 seconds and cost her, against the live rate she'd checked that morning, maybe $4 in spread. $4 to do it right is a bargain. One more thing worth knowing while you're thinking about cash. Indonesia has a declaration rule at the border. If you're carrying more than 100 million rupiahs in or out of the country, roughly 6,500 US dollars, you have to declare it. Almost no tourist hits that number. But if you're someone who does, now you know. Skipping the declaration is the kind of small administrative thing that turns into a very large administrative thing very quick. 4 words and 1 phrase. These are the ones that pay for themselves. PT, spoken, PT. It's the Indonesian business license marker. On a money changer window, it tells you the place is a registered company, not a guy with a counter. This is the word on the sign from step 4, Barisan. It means authorized. You'll often see it as PVA Barisan on the window of a licensed exchange. PT and Barisan together. That's the green light. Mesin ATM Resmi. It means official bank ATM. Useful if you're asking a hotel clerk or a shopkeeper where the nearest safe machine is, instead of being pointed at a standalone box on the corner. Recount. This one isn't an Indonesian word. It's the English word the clerk will use, and the one that should make your hand press a little harder on the stack of notes. If you hear it, you've already done the work to know what to do. And one phrase worth carrying for a different kind of trouble, the fake police roadside shakedown, which is a separate scam from this video but worth a sentence. Mari ke kantor polisi. It means, let's go to the police station. Real police are fine with this. Fake ones disappear. Here's the version you screenshot. Check the live rate before you leave home. Skip airport and hotel exchanges for anything big. At a money changer, look for PT and Barisan. In Bali, the green sign, PT Central Kuta. Count the notes once. Keep your hand on the stack. Say no to the recount. Take the receipt. At ATMs, always pick rupiahs, never dollars. That's the whole video on one screen. You now know how to walk down a tourist strip in Bali with foreign cash in your pocket and not lose a single rupiah to a scam that takes most people 2 trips to even notice. The country is generous to travelers who slow down for 90 seconds at the counter and quietly expensive to the ones who don't. One last thing. You probably noticed that the words doing the heavy lifting in this video, PT, Barisan, Resmi, are all Indonesian. A surprisingly small amount of Bahasa Indonesia goes a long way here. I've made a video on the best ways to pick it up, including a lazy method most travelers have never heard of. It's on the card popping up on screen now. Tap that.